2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up.
Okay, y'all. Our pin curls are up and they are pinning. Okay, getting ready to go to All Star. Got my hair rolled up like Dorothy Dandridge about to be on the set. Okay, look at that. Oh, you trying to hit him with the video? Okay. Yeah, then the pins come down. Okay. This baby out a little bit. Ooh, did your girl do her thing or what? I think I did okay. Hi guys, my name's Kiera Jade and this is my YouTube channel. I am going to go ahead and do a video because some people had asked about clinical bag prep. So you're not technically required to have a clinical bag. I just had been looking through some videos before I started nursing school on YouTube. A lot of people recommended getting a clinical bag. That way you can have everything already packed for when you go to labs and clinical and you don't have to worry about switching things out. So I'm just going to tell you all the stuff that's in mine because we're going to go to clinicals right after this. So this right here is the bag. So it has a lot of compartments. It has this little frontal compartment here. Pins you can put here. It has this that can open right here. It does also have this pouch here, so you can put some stuff in here too. It also has a little zip back here. I don't know how to use this one, but you can put some more things back there. I probably should start using that because I do have some stuff that I can use. And then inside looks like this. On this side, it has like little compartments here that you can put stuff in. There's like 4 of those on the side. On the other side, you'll see that it has a place for you to store like your laptop and stuff. So that's the bag. I got it from Amazon, so I can link it below. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pack it with you guys so you can kind of see what I put in it. So I'm going to start with the front. Start off with the oximeter probe. This one I got off of Amazon as well, Pro Series oximeter probe, just to text and monitor the SpO2 or oxygen saturation. You don't have to buy this, but I mean, if you're going to be a nurse, it doesn't hurt to have it. So I have this, and I just put it right here. And then this is going to be just a standard tape measure. Centimeters and inches. This isn't required either, but you can use it for like measuring like diameter of like the arm or wounds and stuff like that. I don't know if they want you to use specifically when you have it home, but this is the idea. Just a tape measure, you can measure things with that. So I put that right there. The next thing we have is going to be this watch. I don't know what's up with the kids these days, but this is called an analog watch. Our teachers are like, just get the watch with the 2 hands. It's an analog watch, my friend. That's what you need. So you get this. I have an Apple Watch, but they don't like for videos and stuff like that, especially when you're doing like progressives, which is, it's kind of like role playing how to do assessments and stuff on patients. They hire actors and actresses and they act like a patient and you have to do an assessment on them. They don't like you to have Apple Watches. I don't know why. That's just a rule. So they recommend getting an analog watch. Again, this is off of Amazon. So you can see it. The lights might be too bright, but yeah. Just a nice little watch. So I take that and I put this down here. Another thing that I get is these little small like little notepads, because when you are going in to do an assessment, it's helpful to take a little bit of notes. Not just like the temperature, temperature is 98 degrees Fahrenheit, whatever. We use Cerner, so we have a conversion chart that tells us what Celsius is because that's what our system goes off of. But they're gonna, when you're documenting, they want you to be very specific. So it's gonna be like, the temperature was 98 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever Celsius. It was tympanic, the location of where you took the temperature. Same thing with the blood pressure cuff. Was it upper? Was it lower? So it's helpful to kind of jot that stuff down because after you do the assessment and you go back to document, it's very easy to forget all those little details that they're going to require and want you to have. So I kind of take these as well in here. And then they had us print out this. We haven't used it, but I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of this. This is like a chart for an eye exam thing. Put on the wall, have somebody stand a certain feet back. read to kind of determine what their actual visualization is, or their eye score is. So I have that. I just stick this in here too. And then that's it for this side. The other side, let's see. I take water, and I don't have it with me, but I do have a Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup is, let me just go get, I'll talk about these first. You have to be hydrated, okay? In lab, they don't really like you having open cups. I have a Stanley Cup. I have two of them, a 40 ounce and a 30 ounce. And I have these toppers that I put on them to close them. They're fine as long as they can be closed, just for contaminations and spillage and stuff like this. But I do Crystal Light. My Crystal Lights have caffeine in them because we got to keep motivation. So caffeine, I do the citrus and wild strawberry. And then on one of the units, they had a Celsius dragon. I think it's a dragon one fruit lime flavor. So I have those. Where the pins go, or I just throw my little stuff right up on in here. I have my little water. Make sure I get it. What's this? So I have those in there. And then the other thing that I have that's optional is a tripod. Now I use this because yeah, it came off. I use this because when we're in our labs, we have to record videos off the skills that we're doing. And it's nice if you have a group of 3 people, you know, someone can hold it and record and go with you when you're doing it. It does also have a remote. So like if you're doing it by yourself, you can hit the button and do that. But one thing I do want to say is this is a tripod like this. It does extend. So if you need higher views or whatever, but it's also a floor one, so you can like take it all the way down to the floor and it goes, you know, low, it goes kind of high. So it's just to have a nice thing to have for stability purposes, because some of the actual instructors are really, I'm not gonna say they're particular about videos. So like they don't like it to be certain angles and a whole bunch of moving. So I'm trying to get this grade. So we're gonna make it as easy as possible as we can. So there's that. I just put that right on the side here. The next thing that I have that I absolutely love is this clipboard. So as you can see, I have papers and stuff on here. It's just a regular standard clipboard, right? That's great. I like the fact that it does have this in here too. So it's real good for privacy, you know. Look at all these papers I have in here. Like stacks and stacks of papers. So like if you're doing a health assessment or someone, one thing about nursing, they are very, very, very particular about security and privacy. So if you're taking notes on a patient or whatever and you have to go somewhere, you have to set it down, take this, put it on the inside. It's going to be doing the privacy because you ain't trying to get hit with no HIPAA violation, okay? You do not want to be telling people's business that you're not supposed to be telling. So I like this. And then it does have this little foot back here. So I put all my pens, my Sharpies, my pencils, everything down here. So when I'm out on the go on the floor, I have this to kind of maneuver around. And for this, I just stick this right on up in the middle. It's nothing special. I just stick it on in the middle. The next thing that I have is this blood pressure cuff set. This is McKesson, which is actually a medical grade distributor. And this is the blood pressure cuff. So standard blood pressure cuff here. Has everything that a blood pressure has, that. And then it actually comes with like a starter stethoscope. So this is good to get you started. You don't have to spend a fortune if you don't need to. So it has that, and then it also comes with a gait belt. So one thing about this, put this on every patient. I mean, in practice, you should put this on every patient. Everybody tell you best practice, put this on every single patient. Have I been in the hospital and there's been times where I know the patient's independent. I have observed them get up and they don't need it and they are independent and they're about to be discharged or something. And I know they're steady on their feet. I don't always use it. But best practices is put a gait belt, especially on someone that you do not know or like a new patient that you're taking care of, just put it on there. It's better to be safe than for them to fall. The gait belt is good for you to break their fall. If they're falling, we're not all gonna fall down. Okay, this ain't Humpty Dumpty. We not all falling down to the ground. Okay, we're gonna break their fall, and then you would have to, I think, do like an incident report about that specific situation. So that's this, which is from Amazon as well. I have to look and see because I got that a while ago, like when I was trying to do my CNA. I know everybody's seen this. This is off of Amazon too. This is the case for the stethoscope. Okay. And I really like this because it comes with everything. It comes with the little scissors. It has, I think this is like gauze tape and stuff in here. So you got 2 rolls, the 2 different kinds. It comes with pen lights, marker here too, and then it holds, of course, the stethoscope. Now this stethoscope that I have is a Littman. It's a cardiology stethoscope, so it's above the classic. And the reason why is because personal situations, I have hearing impairment, so I need to be able to hear a little bit better. This is supposed to have improved auditory function, and you can kind of see because the bell is like, the bell and the diaphragm, as far as like the thickness, is super big. They normally use these for like cardiologists and in the ICU and things like that. I want to be in the ICU, so I'm like, we're gonna go ahead and make this investment. It is like, I think on like the 190, 200 range, depending on what kind you get, but we have that here. So I put that on up in there as well. And then let's see what else. The next thing, so I just slide that right on up in there. I put my laptop and my iPad in there just because when we're in lab, even though we're in lab, sometimes they go over like PowerPoints on stuff like how to actually do the skills, or they're really heavy on giving us like the rubrics of our videos, and they will mention like specifically what you need to say. So for instance, like if we're doing like a skin assessment or something like that, they would tell you, okay, you need to report the color, the texture, this, and they'll give you an example, like the person, the patient sitting upright, their breathing's unlabored, their skin is brown in complexion, which is expected for the ethnicity, their skin is intact. So things like that, that's what they check off on. So we use our iPad, or sometimes I print off the paper and just write those notes. So then when I'm going back studying, preparing for the video, I know exactly what to say to make sure I make that rubric satisfactory. So there's that. Now we can go over wardrobe. So because I have a tattoo, which is right here. It's my mom's name, Candy Girl, New Edition, you know. Not saying my age or nothing, but that's what I have, tattoo. So I am required to wear a turtleneck, which is fine. This is a crop top. So it cuts right here, a crop top turtleneck. I got it from Shein. And then we do have our scrubs. Okay, girl, the top is a small and the bottom was a small too, but woo, I must be getting a little chunky. It ain't even fall winter yet. We putting on a little bit, so we had to upgrade those to a large. And then I actually put leggings underneath. I'm not gonna, well, yes, I can show you. I have leggings underneath here too. So you see my chunkiness? I got some leggings underneath there too. So that's just because I get super cold in the hospital. So I have leggings, undershirt, and then my scrubs. The next thing that they are going to want you to always have, as a part of your uniform, is going to be your actual badge. Okay. I personally, I have the badge, but then I also got this. Let me see. I'm gonna turn these lights down so you can see. Yeah. So like you can see right there. Let me see. It says nurse loading. It's just a carrier badge wheel there. So I like that light. We might leave it just like that. So, and then for me personally, I like to be overly prepared instead of underprepared. It's come in handy in class so many times because when we are getting our kits for when we're doing skills, they give us like a plastic bag and they want us to put our name on it, because some of the stuff that are in our kits we can't take home, like it's medication and needles and stuff, so we have to leave it there. So they have us put our name and stuff on them. So I got these to put on my actual badge, and it is 2 Sharpies and 2 dry erase markers. By working in a hospital, I know and have learned they have a board that they normally want everyone to change, the date, who the nurse is, all that. And that's just to help with the patient's, neurological, standpoint, because being in the hospital, the days and the hours turn into days, days turn into weeks, and you can really kind of lose yourself being in there. So I go in there, and there's no marker in sight. So I just decided, you know what? I'll get my own marker. I know what's always going to be with me, and it comes in packs, I think of like 5 or something like that. So I have a whole bunch of colors, and I can switch them out whenever I need to. So there's that. The other thing that I have is compression socks. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these on because, like I told y'all, right after this, I'm going to lab. So compression socks. I normally put these on before I put on my bottom, so it's easier because, like I said, I have leggings on. But yeah, compression socks are great when you are standing, you know, for 12 hours is what an actual clinical lab is, or shift in the hospital is 12 hours. Our labs, I think they have them at 6 hours, but because our instructor, she had to go do a conference, our last 3 labs are gonna be 8-hour shifts. Which I ain't gonna lie, y'all, since I started school, I haven't been working as much. I went PRN, so I've been working like 1 or 2 days every 2 weeks. Getting back into the swing of a 12-hour shift when you ain't been working, woo, it's tough. Especially on the weekend where it's kind of slow, there's not a whole bunch of people around. I was banging my head on that desk. I was like, oh my God, this is long shift. But I will say, making friends with people that you work with makes it a lot easier. Time goes by a lot quicker. So, girl, it's 8:50. We got to get moving. So there's that. I also do have these. These are shorts, and this is just because when we do our skills, sometimes you have a partner, and when you're doing your skills, you have to practice because it's like you're going to be working on a patient. So one person has to be a patient, the other one has to be a nurse. So we have gowns and everything. They want us to wear a sports bra and then shorts underneath. So that way, you know, I mean, they're your partner, but you don't know them like that. You ain't trying to show them all your goodies. So that's what they have us bring this stuff in, and I'm going to bring this and take it because I took it home with me. I wore them last time. So I'm going to take those back. Another thing that I'm going to show you is one of the last things. It's just an example of like some of the kits that we've gotten so far. So like these are gloves, but these are surgical sterile gloves. So there's a specific way that you open. Let me see. Can you see? Certain way that you open up these gloves to make sure, you know, that you're not doing any type of contamination. So that's these. We need to use these in certain skill sets. So I had extra from when I was practicing how to open sterile gauze and put them in a sterile field. This one, let's see. This right here is an actual sterile field. It looks a mess because I've been practicing it and it's been in my bag. But like how to open an actual sterile field. Like you start with, first of all, this isn't wrapped right, but you start away, and then the sides, and then the inside, and then you have to pick this up in the corner to dry. So there's like certain things that you learn with being in the skills, and they give you this stuff to practice with. So that's just a couple examples. And then this one right here is our last one. It's like a Foley kit. So like when someone has to go to the bathroom, but they're incontinent or they're unable to tell when they have to go to the bathroom, sometimes they insert a catheter or a Foley, and you have to use a sterile field. So this is the kit that has, I might show it to you guys. Let's see. It's a kit that has everything in there that you would need to do the sterile field and to insert. I'm not gonna get too close up in there, but everything's in there. So that's kind of the gist of it. But I do want to show you too just the little Stanley thing that I was talking about, because it comes handy because when you sitting in a lab for 3 hours talking and then practicing and stuff, you need to get you some hydration. And for me, caffeine. I'm trying to get away from caffeine. I've been drinking like 40 ounces of coffee, which I know that's not good. Anyone that's a nurse is going to tell me that's not good. And I know it's not, but how am I supposed to be doing all this and it's accelerated? Like, I got sleep. I got a kid. Like, we got a lot of stuff to do. And, like, I just don't be having the time right now. But hold on. I'm going to show y'all this real quick. All right. So, these are what I was referring to. So, this is my 40-ounce Stanley. And this is my 30-ounce Stanley. So what I was referring to was these little toppers, which, You can see, smiley face. They are okay with you bringing something in the lab. You just have to be covered. So I drink, I cover, we're cool. Plus being in the hospital, you kind of want that anyways, just because, you know, people be walking, germs be flying. You know, they try to keep it sanitary, but you still, there's a lot of stuff going on in there. So you just want to keep that covered. Other than that, that's kind of everything that I take with me to my labs and my clinicals. If you guys have any questions or want any other like details about the nursing program I'm in or kind of what my experience is, just leave the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so I can continue to bring you different content. I want to focus mostly on nursing, but then, you know, your girl's a baddie, so we got some hair and some makeup too coming. But like I said, thank you for taking a look at my YouTube channel. You guys have a great day. Bye.